Time for a New Hunt is a preview of the enemies that will appear in the What If Ruby White Grimm series. So hopefully you enjoy. Now, without further ado, let's get into Time for a New Hunt. Come on, brother, go ahead and open the portal to the dimension we need to go to open, so we can get to the other dimension. Calm down, brother. The Ruby of this dimension is still a child. We don't need to leave this one to go hunt her just yet. Come on, we don't even know where this child's located. All we know, she's not where she's originally going to be. So we have to look all over Remnant. All over Remnant, dear brother. Calm down. We can track her. May I remind you, we may be skilled, but we're not as skilled as the poacher when it comes to tracking. Calm yourself. We'll simply follow the Grimm once she's at a certain age. Remember, we have to kill her before she gets to a certain age, or if she defeats us. That is the rule that we are bound by. Yes, we follow that one rule. But don't worry, we'll kill her before she comes to age of that. And we won't die either, right, brother? As long as one of us exists, the other will appear. Don't forget about that, dear brother of mine. So confusing. Again, we're not really bound by names. Yes. So, I guess we'll just have to go by what? We've always gone by the mercenary brothers of the Grimm Forest, but I think it's about time we strike our own names. As he puts a knife in a tree, what about Forest and Bark? I like the sound of that, brother. Who's Forest and who's Bark? I'll be Forest while you're Bark. After all, you seem to blend in better than I do when it comes to camouflage, dear brother. Fair point. I do have that skill that allows me to go through objects, although it's a limited time. And I can travel quite quickly. And your skills with that weapon are, well, like none other. As he picks up his machine gun sniper. This. Remember the hunts we went on like the last Ruby? As he puts it on his back. I have to admit, it was a bit hard getting her while she was in Beacon. The teachers were persistent. But I got the job done. Don't forget, dear brother, I was the one that had to distract most of the faculty for you to get the kill. Calm yourself. After all, it's our teamwork that makes us a formidable team, and why we haven't failed a mission so far. Now let's head through the portal, as a portal would appear, both in front of Bark and Forest. Shall we go? Lead the way. That's what I thought. As Forest would walk through, with Bark following close behind, as they would appear in a red forest. Great, now where are we? Wouldn't you know? I'm not exactly sure where we are, but we might be somewhere in between Beacon and another one of the schools. Like that's gonna help us at all. We don't have a map of this dimension's remnant. We can easily obtain one by getting a scroll from a hunter or huntress. True, but we don't even know if the Ruby of this dimension is in a village undiscovered, or is even in a village we know of. Each Ruby has a different location, but they always have a common goal, or at least most of them do. And what would that be, brother? Most of them end up at Beacon at some point or another. In case this is an exception, we'll look all over Remnant for her. And we'll start around Beacon. I see. But what if, as then they hear a growl as a monkey grimm comes out? Oh, great. It looks like the grimm of this universe are more hostile, as it would rush towards Bark. As he pulls out a shield blocking the monkey's attacks, as Forrest would just unload an entire clip of his machine gun into the grimm before he falls down. I gotta say, it's pretty weak, as he walks over to the grimm and kicks its head before it starts evaporating into dust. Honestly, maybe we can use these grimm to our advantage. Remember, we're not allowed to alert Salem of our presence in the remnant dimension like this. Stop calling it the remnant dimension. Almost every dimension we go to has remnant. Why do you persist to call it that? What, is it wrong to call these dimensions remnant? Won't you learn, brother, that not all simple things are so simple? As he pulls out a little notebook, I have listed every dimension we've traveled to, although it's been at least 5. 4 of those have been success. It's too bad we let the 5th one slip through our hands. Although it was unintentional, we did make a mistake in that dimension, which we will not make in this one. Which was what again? Remember, Bark. You and I had her on the ropes, then her friends came out of nowhere. You lost your head. Oh, right. But you got away. Yes, I may have gotten away. But I also failed, because our time in the dimension ran up. Now we have until the age of her reaching at least 18 to 20, before our time in this dimension is up. Now, you realize the amount of energy it takes us to travel back and forth through dimensions. Yes, the boss doesn't just open them willy-nilly. We can travel back to recharge our grimm power back at that dimension. But as soon as she reaches at least 18 or 20, the portal to this dimension will close. I'm not exactly sure which age. It's random for every dimension we travel to. And why, may I ask, that happens at those ages? It's because of her power. The silver eyes, remember? That's right. Because the story's basically at its completion. You could say that, brother. But it's more of a... not really a story. An event that we can't disturb. I'm confused now. Do I must explain everything to you, dear brother? Every event that occurs, it being a very powerful event, something that's meant to happen in this universe, we cannot rewrite it once it's done. We must eliminate it before it happens. And the poacher played with his food. We don't need to play with our hunt. Remember that. Fine. But let's try to locate her. If she's still an infant, we can easily kill her. We'll let her grow up just a little bit before we kill her, though. We don't want to make the hunt too easy, now do we, dear brother? As the grimm with the shield just seemingly smiles. You're right, Forrest. It would be better to wait until she's a little bit older. And then we can kill everyone around her. And then we execute her. Your brutal methods have not changed. But it doesn't matter. We just need to be wary of one thing about this universe. And what might that be? The White Grimm. What? The White Grimm. They're very rare. In fact, normally don't exist at all. Every Grimm has at least red, white, and black markings. But Occasionally there are those white grimm, which hold no affiliation to any of Salem or evil. They're known as life grimm. They're basically sources of energy, magic that sides with good. And they fight against Grimm, but are hardly seen in any of the dimensions. This one at least has a few of them, so we need to be wary of that. I thought they were only a story. After all, they were mentioned back at the Grimm Forest to all the hunters, but that was years ago. Yes. So we must not fail and be diligent. So we'll take our time searching every area of this dimension. I hope she's not on another continent. I do have that answer for you. She is in Remnant somewhere. And the islands around Remnant as well. I suggest we search the mainlands of Remnant in every major city first. And we'll make our way through the villages, towns, and then the forest. Approximating that may take us at least 10 years. Discover that much? No. It would at least take us 10 years to discover most of the mainland or a quarter of Remnant. But if we split up, we can have most of Remnant mapped and looked through within a total of 10 years. At that time, she might be around 14 to 16, giving us enough time to track her down. Very well. Wait, how do you know what age she is? By this neat item, as he pulls something out of a pouch, it is known as the little bit of a tracker. It tells us the exact age of our target to make sure we don't run out of time. But it doesn't give us the exact location. And doesn't really pinpoint us to the location either. Just really tells us her age. But that at least tells us on our time. It was given to all of us, don't you remember, Bark? I guess I forgot again. Let's just get this job done. Let's start this hunt. With pleasure. As that is the end of Time for the Hunt, make sure to like and subscribe, and I hopefully y'all look forward to the first part of What If Ruby, the White Grimm. Make sure to like and subscribe for more.